Hey friends, Miss Austin here and Miss Renee. We are going to show you how to play balloons at home. The first activity I'm going to have Miss Renee show is just throwing up the balloon and catching it. Go Renee. She throws it up and catches. Do it again. Throw up and catch. One more time. Throw it up and catch. Good. Now, if your student is having a hard time throwing it up and catching it all by themselves, you can be the thrower. So I'll throw up the balloon, catch it, Renee, catch it, catch it. Good. And then she can even do it back to me. Throw it up and catch. All right, next up, she's just going to practice hitting the balloon up with her hands. Go, Renee. She hits it up, up, up. Good. If your student is having a hard time doing this on their own, then you can step in and help them. Just like this. If she hits it up, I can hit it up. She hits it up. Go again, Renee. Hit it with your I can cut it. Hit it up. It's a great way to practice taking turns too. Alright, she practiced hitting the balloon up with her hands. Now I can tell her a different body part to try to use. Okay, now I will tell Renee to hit the balloon up and try to use her head to keep hitting it. Go, Renee. Uses her head, and she can keep using her hands to help if she needs to. We can even practice different body parts. Miss Renee, hit the balloon with your elbow. She's hitting it up with her elbow. Renee, try using your shoulder. Good, she's using her shoulder. All right, next up, after using different body parts to hit the balloon, we can add one of our favorite pieces of equipment, half a noodle. All right, Renee, she's going to use that noodle to hit the balloon up. Go for it. Awesome. Now this is also a game you can do with a partner, so I'm gonna go get a balloon and a noodle too. Okay, here's a fun partner game. We each have half a noodle and a balloon, and we're gonna hit it back and forth to each other, practicing taking turns. Okay, Renee, start us off. My turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. Awesome. Okay, now if you have a student who uses a wheelchair, then this is how you could play balloons with your student. Before we were talking about hitting the balloon with your hand, so you could use their hand and help hit the balloon up, and do it again, hit the balloon up. Or maybe they have control to do it themselves and you can toss it to them. Hit the balloon up. Good. Nice. If you wanted to use different body parts, then I could help my student by putting the balloon on their different body parts, like their head or their foot or their elbow. So I could have them feel how it feels on their head. Toss it on her head. I could pick up her arm and help her arm hit it with her elbow. You're hitting with your elbow. And I could do the same thing, throwing the balloon to her knee when we're using our knees to hit the balloon. Renee, you're hitting with your knee, with your knee. Good. And then I could do the same on her foot, just throwing the balloon on her foot, or I could move her foot up to hit the balloon too. So if we're kicking, I can move her foot to kick and kick. And that's how you can play balloons with your student who uses a wheelchair.